Hello, you are looking at a school playground with 40 children, 20 girls and 20 boys, as you see here. This is the playground model. It's a model from my own research aimed at gender differences and how they can occur. I will use it in 7 different videos to illustrate some principles that we've had in the course, like heterogeneity and social influence. It's a complicated model. We're not going to talk about all the details of it, but it's an interesting model to show these principles. In this video, I will just show you the general idea of the model without going into all the details. Let me start the model by pressing go. You will see the children now forming groups of the same color. When they're gray, it means they're still alone. They form groups because they are attracted by the beauty of another child, or by other factors that we'll see later. The other child may like to be approached, and then they will stay together and keep the same color, and maybe other children will join the group. If the child that is approached does not like it, then the child that tries to play will move away again and become gray and look for somebody else. How do they approach one another? Well, it means giving status. So a child wanting to play with another gives status to the other child. It's a certain amount of status between 0 and 1, and the other may accept or not that status. Look, here is another blue child joining the group, but this one has just been mildly treated badly, so it's moving away just a little bit. And so on and so forth. So what you see here is an emerging status landscape. Status changes all the time. We see that currently for all the boys and all the girls, status is average, but we are still in tick 0. Here we see a plot of beauty against status, kindness against status, and power against status. You see that status is actually divided more or less normally among the children, whereas boys and girls on average have equal values. The beauty of a child, like here, girl 31 is beautiful, she has beautiful eyes. Boy 16 is not beautiful, he has ugly eyes. The beauty determines how attractive they are. The kindness, boy 16 is a kind boy. Here we have girl 38, unkind girl, you see it in the mouth. Kindness determines whether they will tolerate getting smaller status than they are worth, whether they will have a tendency to become angry. And power determines whether, if they have to fight or start a fight, they are likely to win. For instance, if this girl here, who has a power of 0, would fight this one who has a power of 3, then she would probably lose, unless she was very, very angry and this girl had really wronged her a lot. I think that's all we need to know about the basic game that these children are playing. They're exchanging status. One more thing, the children can see the status that they give one another. All other children can see it, so status is a public variable. And here we see in tick 1, already things have changed. And some children have slightly higher and some children slightly lower status. If we speed up the game for a bit and then slow it down again, we can see that this status landscape has become more varied. Here we have girl 21, power 0. She is playing with very small status with 2 boys that have high social status, boy 19 and boy 5. And here we see that status distribution. So some boys have very high status, probably these 2 I just mentioned, and some girls have very low status, like for instance this one I just mentioned. Actually, we also see that on average, boys have gotten more status than girls, and we see that there is a relationship between power and status that has emerged in this group of children. We'll talk about that later. For now, you know, this is a simulation of social interactions that allows emerging status differences to occur among children based on a lot of variables, and we'll see about those variables in the coming films.